Hi everyone, I am Amar. I'm currently a third year student in the integrated program in management at IIM Indore. And I'm here to basically give a brief of what exactly IPM is and how and what you should do to get there. And as for the structure of this talk, I will go first with the content that I have to present. And whenever if any one of you has any question, you can just put it in the chat box and I'll take them up at the end of the session.
Okay.
All right. So with that, I start. The curriculum that we have as part of IPM is very, very diverse in terms of the domains that it covers. So as you can see, I have written economics, statistics, and humanities in bold because these are supposed to be the three pillars of IPM. That is, in every trimester, the courses that you take will belong from some of these domains for sure. And then we have some supplementary domains as well, such as coding or say performing arts in the form of dance and drama and foreign languages that are additionally offered to us. And finally, in the third year, the courses that I just took, they are supposed to act as a sort of bridge between the undergraduate part of IPM and the postgraduate part of it. So how it works is for the first 3 years, you undergo a Bachelor of Arts degree in Foundations of Management. Thereafter, you go and join the PGP people in the PGP batches. So that is the MBA part of it. Now, these are the subjects that I'm talking of that are a part of the undergraduate course. With when you go to PGP, you will have the same courses that the people in PGP have. So, given these are the subjects, this is something that really attracted me to this program because, like, I am a person who usually gets bored if I start doing the same thing for a longer period of time. So, this variety and the ability to switch between different domains, that is something that attracted me to this course. Apart from that, the subjects, we also have a really vibrant student life on campus. So as usual, there are clubs, committees, and student interest groups. So one thing that I would like to mention about student interest groups is from next year onwards, the number of student interest groups have been increased a lot. So like you will have things that just satiate your interest like dance or music to domains that are actually useful when you go for an MBA, such as say marketing or finance or HR. So that is something which has been recently implemented in IPM. Then we have the largest management literary cultural fest of Central India, which is Atharv. Now, some of you may know about it if you have been a part of the Pi quiz. Now, what is the Pi quiz? The Pi quiz gives you a chance to take a glimpse at the life at IIM Indore while in school. So this is a talent hunt exam that we have for students of classes 9 to 12. And this happens every year around July to August. And if you get selected to the second round of the program, you're invited to the IIM Indore campus. So if some of you are interested in this, you can definitely look them up on Instagram or Facebook and take a part in it if you want to take a live glimpse of how life at IIM Indore is. Apart from that, IPMers also have a regular schedule of industry visits as well as part-time internship opportunities. And at the end of the second year, there's a compulsory internship. Just like at the end of the first year of MBA, you have to go and do a compulsory internship, failing which you won't be progressing to the second year. Similarly, we have an internship in IPM at the end of year one, where if you do at the end of year two, where if you don't satisfy the requirements, you can't go to third year of IPM. And apart from these, you always have independent research projects with professors. So either you can directly approach them for projects, or there is this institutionalized system of a independent study that some selected students in third year can take part in. So this is all about what we have at IPM. Now I'll talk about the exam, the actual exam that will take you to IPM. So IPMAT consists of three sections: two sections of quantitative aptitude and one section of verbal aptitude. So in the first section of quantitative aptitude, there are 40 questions and you get 40 minutes to solve these. And these are questions in the MCQ format. So uh, essentially, this also entails a negative marking. So if you get a question right, +4. If you get one wrong, -1. Similarly, for the verbal aptitude, again, there will be multiple choice questions entailing +4 and -1, and you will get 40 minutes for the same. Now, the second section of quantitative aptitude, it is subjective. So you will get 20 questions only, but you won't have any options for it. You'll just have to type in your answer. Now, this does not entail any negative marking, but it is here that questions are usually lengthy. I'll go on to this in a bit. So this is the basic structure of the paper. Now, what happens is when you look at the syllabus per se, you get questions majorly from ninth and 10th. So if some of you have taken NTSE and gone to the second stage of it, the questions here are similar to those. For those of you who haven't, it's not a big deal. Nothing you can't overcome with preparation. And the verbal aptitude is again pretty straightforward. They have questions from reading comprehensions, your understanding of the English language, as well as para jumbles and sentence jumbles, uh, basic stuff like that. Now, how do you go about this? So the IPMAT paper is not something that is very effort intensive, right? You need to have your basics clear because a lot of this depends on how well you understand that particular subject matter, right? So for example, in quantitative aptitude, you might be given a question of say percentages that looks very complicated, but then you don't really need to memorize any shortcut or any particular formula that will help you crack the question. If you have a good enough understanding of say percentages in general, you can crack it in easily without wasting much of a time. So again, it boils down to how well you clear your concepts and how well you have practiced your stuff. Now, in quantitative aptitude, apart from the math of class 9th and 10th, this will be mostly dominating it. There are also questions from the maths of 11th and 12th. And when I say 11th and 12th, I refer to the NCERT textbook. So, if any of you have not taken math in 11th and 12th, can you just drop in a message in the chat box? So, again, if you're done with NCERT, you won't face much problem in doing that part of the quantitative aptitude. Now, most importantly, if you want to do well in the actual exam, you need to understand how the situation in the exam is, right? You need to understand what kind of a condition you'll be facing in the exam hall. And there is no substitutes to taking mocks for this part. You have to take mocks. Otherwise, in the exam hall, you might have done a lot of questions in your practice. You might have done a lot of questions from your booklets or any other worksheet that you've gone through. But then they will never help you understand the sort of time constraint and the time crunch that you face in the exam hall. So the best way to do that is take mocks. Now, you can easily, like the mocks that CL offers for this, I think they're sufficient for your preparation. Take a 10, 15, 20 set mock bundle, and that should be good to go. And again, the right way to go about this is not just roting formulas or mugging different tricks to solve questions. I would rather suggest you go through the basic concept of it. You go through the basic concept of it and a couple of manipulations into that, and you'll be easily able to solve questions. And as I said, you need to practice again and again. And for those of you who haven't taken math, so guys, see, you can either subscribe to the test series of CL. Like they have, like from my experience, what I have seen, there are mock tests, that is full length mock tests that will actually give you the proper flavor of the exam. Apart from that, there are also sectional tests. So say on one day you just want to check if you are fine with MCQ math questions, that is quantitative aptitude with 40 questions. So you have the option of appearing for only that section. and then see how well you are doing. Or say you just want to look at a particular topic and see how well you're doing in it, you can also get the option of topical tests. So go for that. And so say if you want to brush your profit loss and simple interest, compound interest, then you'll have a dedicated section to it. You'll get 10 to 12 questions, and you can solve those and see how good it is. एंड इसके अलावा आप ये सब तो आप करेंगे ही कि you'll get the topic test and आप बस टॉपिक देखो या you go to the section और आप बस section देखो. But then the main thing is कि इसके साथ साथ mock देना बहुत important है. You cannot just give sectionals and topic tests and उसके बाद you expect you will get simulated to the examination environment. It just doesn't happen like that. Like topic tests, definitely not. Because a lot of the time topic test में जो timer रहता है ना, that is what way more than what you guys will actually require in the exam and what you will actually have in the exam. So that is that. So इसीलिए mocks देना is very very important. Nothing can substitute mocks. ठीक है. Now some of you are asking for textbooks for quants and verbal. So see, I'm not the day. So I'm not really sure about what textbooks to use because, like, to be honest, I never prepared for IPMAT. I was preparing for CLAT, and since CLAT and IPMAT were pretty overlapping in their content and time structure, so I didn't really need to do much for IPMAT. The CLAT preparation helped me here. So I'm not really sure of what kind of books to go for, but I'm pretty sure if you are enrolled at CL or if you want to enroll at CL, they have reading material for the same. Yeah. So that is that. And the date for IPMAT, I guess, is 16th of July this time. That is hoping they do not postpone it anymore. But as of now, it is 16th of July. And the registration window will open, I guess, some 2 months prior to that. And the IPM structure, it is not BBA plus MBA, it is BA plus MBA. The first 3 years, you have a Bachelor of Arts, and you will be specializing in foundations of management. And the last 2 years will be the MBA part, the PGP batch, where people who are coming in from CAT will be joining us. See, if you have work experience, why would you be joining IPMAT, right? IPMAT is for students who are joining right after school. So work experience will help you if you are applying through CAT for the MBA program. Work, I mean, I haven't seen anyone with work experience from school. And apart from that, yeah. So one more thing that I would like to point out here. So like some of you might be maybe looking at a higher IIM, say A, B, or C. So there is an option for it that you can just after 3 years of IPM, you can appear for CAT. You have the flexibility to do so. And if you get selected to another IIM, you're free to leave IPM after 3 years. So you'll go and do your MBA from some other college or any sort of master's degree that you want to do, you can do it from another college. Uh, okay. And yeah, for non-math people who haven't taken math as a part of school, you should maybe take a look at the NCRT textbook. And इसके अलावा I guess आप अगर search करो net पे, you will easily get problem set for a different concept. And ये सब CL वाले set में रहेगा ही. ठीक है. इसके अलावा so again, not all IIMs are providing IPM right now. IIM Indore was the first one to start it. And apart from that, IIM Bodh Gaya, Rohtak, and there was one more IIM who are offering it. But apart from IIM Indore, बाकी जो IIMs दे रहे हैं IPM, it's not worth it. So yeah, and so one of you have, yeah, I am Jammu. So as I said, the ones apart from I am Indore are not really worth it at this point because their MBA programs itself aren't that established. So I am Indore basically remains your best bet at this point. And so see, one of you had asked me if a crash course is more optimal or should one go for a full length course. तो यहाँ पे इट डिपेंड्स ऑन आप किस टाइप के स्टूडेंट हो. अगर आपका फोकस आईपीएम नहीं है, अगर आपका फोकस आईपीएम नहीं है एंड यू आर मेनली लुकिंग एट सम अदर एग्जाम, तो आप क्रैश कोर्स कर सकते हैं. बट अदरवाइज अगर आप और आपका मेन फोकस आईपीएम है, यू कैन वेरी वेल टेक अ you can very well take a full year course and basically आपका time utilize हो जाएगा and you'll have more time to familiarize yourself with the examination format. Okay. No, you do not need to focus more on modern math. I don't think उतना पूछते हैं, and अगर पूछते भी है तो आप safely वो questions छोड़ सकते हो. एक या दो question होगा, not really going to make a difference. अगर आपका algebra, arithmetic वगैरह strong है, modern maths will never make a difference to you in any entrance exam whatsoever. अभी so see, अगर आप compare करोगे IPMAT after class 12 और CAT after degree, so there are two considerations that I personally feel. पहला है कि अगर आप डिग्री के बाद CAT दे रहे हो, never go for an MBA program without having work experience. Work experience बहुत important हो जाता है. पर अगर आपको वर्क एक्सपीरियंस में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, तो आई वुड से कि आईपीएम इज अ वेरी वेरी गुड ऑप्शन फॉर यू. क्योंकि आप एनीवे 3 साल आईपीएम के बाद आपके पास ऑप्शन होगा कि आप कैट दो एंड मे बी गो टू सम अदर आईआईएम इफ यू वांट टू. वरना आपके पास आईआईएम इंदौर की सीट रहेगी ही रहेगी. तो इसीलिए इफ यू आर फिक्सेटेड ऑन वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, आप नॉर्मल डिग्री करके कैट दे दीजिए या फिर आप आईपी मैट में ज्वाइन कर लीजिए. इवन इन आईपी मैट, इवन इन आईपीएम देयर इज एन ऑप्शन ऑफ अ सबैटिकल. अब सबैटिकल क्या होता है कि थर्ड ईयर के बाद आपको 1 या 2 ईयर का एक पीरियड मिलेगा जब आप या तो अपना स्टार्टअप खोल सकते हैं या आप कहीं पे जाके एम्प्लॉयमेंट ले सकते हैं. अभी जब आप एम्प्लॉयमेंट कहीं पे लेते हैं, स्टार्टअप जब आप करते हैं, वो 2 साल आपका वर्क एक्सपीरियंस की तरह काउंट होगा. अब आप वर्क एक्सपीरियंस करके जब वापस आईआईएम इंदौर आएंगे, तो आपकी जो आईपीएम के थ्रू जो फोर्थ ईयर में एमबीए में आप जाते, वो सीट आपकी प्रिजर्व्ड रहेगी. तो इसीलिए सबैटिकल का ऑप्शन भी है आईपीएम में. सो इफ यू आर नॉट रियली इंटरेस्ट, सो सी, अगर आपको डिग्री करनी है, से यू आर बेसिकली interested in economics or engineering or any other specific field, then ठीक है, आप डिग्री करके एमबीए कीजिए. बट इफ यू आर समवन लाइक मी जिसका कोई फिक्स्ड इंटरेस्ट नहीं था, तो आईपीमैट इज नॉट अ बैड ऑप्शन. आप आईपीमैट कर सकते हैं. अभी कैट एग्जाम देते हैं एमबीए के लिए. वन ऑफ यू आस्क्ड दिस, एंड आईआईएम बैंगलोर का आईपीमैट स्टार्ट करने का, there were some rumors. They are waiting for their new campus to be constructed, I guess. And once the new campus will be constructed, only after that they will float it. I'm sorry, I don't have much information about Saint Xavier's ka BMS course. Um, For maths, you should refer to NCRT if you're a non-math person, and you can look up for some worksheets online, and उससे भी अच्छी practice हो जाएगी. अभी when you talk about work experience का advantage, it actually depends, right? Everything related to MBA depends. There is no clear answer. So अगर आप बीबीए करके 2 से 3 साल का वर्क एक्सपीरियंस लेते हैं, सो ये आपका एचआर हुआ या फिर कंसल्टिंग हुआ, इस टाइप के डोमेन्स में आपके चांसेस बढ़ा देता है. बट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट जस्ट जनरल मैनेजमेंट या फाइनेंस या मार्केटिंग टाइप का, they just as will take freshers. So you won't really get an edge there. But yes, you can definitely make some big placements in consulting or HR. Yes. So now for the interview process, what basically happens is they have sectional cutoffs, and all the people who clear all the sectional cutoffs, उनका डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में लिस्ट बनता है एंड द टॉप एन पीपल जितने भी वो बुलाते हैं, नो वन इज श्योर ऑफ दैट नंबर, उन लोगों को कॉल आता है. एंड हाउ द इंटरव्यू बेसिकली वर्क्स इज, फर्स्ट देयर विल बी अ राइटिंग एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट. अब राइटिंग एप्टीट्यूड टेस्ट में क्या होगा, यू विल हैव गिवन टॉपिक जो कोई करंट अफेयर्स का टॉपिक होगा. जैसे मेरे टाइम में इट वाज समथिंग अबाउट कम्युनल वायलेंस, क्योंकि कश्मीर में इश्यूज चल रहे थे. And basically the topic that will be given to you will be very very generic, and it is on you कि आप उसको कोई एक उस टाइम के करंट अफेयर से या बर्निंग टॉपिक से आप रिलेट करो, एंड यू से पुट दैट इंसिडेंट जो हुआ है, यू ब्रिंग इट इनटू द पिक्चर एंड अपना ऐसे उस पे आप लिखिए. तो that basically shows them yes you're aware and you're trying to make out what they are asking of you. अभी इसके बाद what happens is after the written ability is done, उसके बाद you go to the interview. Interview panel में 3 लोग होते हैं usually. One from some technical field like engineering or economics or information system, that is IT, and then someone from the communication department and one from the HR department. तो IPM students में work experience तो रहता नहीं है, so इसीलिए what we talk about in the IPMAT interview is आपने 11th-12th में जो subjects लिए थे उसके बारे में आपको पूछा जाता है. और if they find something interesting in your application form, they will ask about that. क्योंकि आप इंटरव्यू में जाने से पहले आपको एक फॉर्म दिया जाता है where you have to write why you want to do IPM. तो अगर उनको वहां पे कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है या आपने कुछ मतलब to try to write something that's not true and they catch that, तो उस पर कुछ पूछ लेंगे. वरना मोस्टली जैसे मेरा इंटरव्यू था, that was restricted to the subjects I had taken in 11th and 12th. ठीक है. Now one of you is asking about the salaries of IPM students. So see, here's the thing. When you look at the average salary, don't really look at it. So if you're in the top 40 to 50% of the IPM batch, you're definitely getting a salary that is more than 20 lakhs. Final placement में 22 24 जितना मिलता है बहुत आराम से. एंड अगर आपको अच्छा फाइनेंस रोल मिल गया, गिवन कि यू हैव अ गुड प्रोफाइल, आपने अच्छे से अपने एकेडमिक्स वगैरह मेंटेन किया, यू कैन इजीली गेट मोर देन 30 लाख सैलरी. आई हैव सीन सीनियर्स जो 30 35 39 जैसे सीटीसी के सैलरीज लेके निकले वहां से. Okay, so someone is asking about doing MBA in family business and entrepreneurship. So see, here's the thing. I know quite a lot of people in my batch who have a flourishing family business and they're doing this MBA just to establish credentials for themselves. But you also have to see something, like if you are just a second generational person who's into this family business, there's a very good chance that there may not be an MBA in your family. So what this MBA degree actually helps in doing is bring that additional flavor of theory, right? जैसे अगर मान लीजिए आपके पापा का फैमिली बिजनेस है, like he is the one who started it, and so basically he did something else and he ventured into business. So what he is bringing onto the table is his practical experience. But what you will be able to bring into the equation is what you've learned as a part of your MBA. You learn how to handle people. You learn the theoretical way of approaching business. So both practice and theory are important, right? So when you bring the theoretical aspect to the table, the picture sort of gets complete. And अगर मैं entrepreneurship की बात करूँ, we have a well-functioning e-cell for both IPM and PGP, and they are pretty open to people who can actually get good ideas for a startup and they actually want to start something. And we also have an incubation center at IIM Indore. तो वहाँ भी अगर आपका है वहाँ भी अगर आपका इंटरेस्ट है, आपको प्रॉपर सीड फंडिंग वगैरह मिलेगी एंड यू विल हैव टू प्रोवाइड जस्ट रिपोर्ट्स एंड एवरीथिंग, बट देन यू विल बी अलाउड टू स्टार्ट अप योर ओन वेंचर. नो, I would repeat, it's not BBA, it's BA plus MBA. See, your 12th का percent doesn't really make much difference IPMAT के लिए, क्योंकि 60% के ऊपर हो तो you are eligible for the process. And अगर तुम्हारा interview और IPMAT score is pretty good, then I don't think तुम्हारा 12th उतना matter करेगा. But then yes, this will be a problem for CAT 3 years down the line because they have a particular weightage assigned to your 10th and 12th का score. And yes, clearing cutoffs for each section is necessary for interview call. Like if you clear the cutoff, that makes you eligible. But if your total score is higher, you have a better chance. An IPM pass out gets all sorts of roles, man, like finance, marketing, HR, operations. Consulting में थोड़ा problem होता है because there is no work experience. But strategy वगैरह, you get all of the domains otherwise. Yeah, last year VAT was cancelled, and they actually had a video interview sort of a thing. So if that's a big if the situation improves this year, VAT will be reintroduced, or they'll again have that video interview kind of a thing they had last year. Uh, See, if you have done any internship prior to entering IPM, it won't really make a difference because the vast majority of people haven't. So it's not really going to give you an edge, but if you've done something significant there that you can bring into the interview somehow, फिर काफी सही है वो आपके लिए. IPM हेल्प करेगा, एज आई सेड स्टार्टअप अगर खुद का करना है, IIM इंदौर का खुद का ई सेल है, एंड दे आल्सो हैव देयर ओन इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर, सो यू कैन डेफिनेटली हैव योर ओन स्टार्टअप. So famous companies who come for placements, name any big investment bank, they are coming to IIM Indore. Last year तक TAS और Reliance आते थे for general management. L'Oreal, HUL, and all the FMCG companies, they come for marketing and sales. And even Nielsen, if you are interested in market research. All in all, काफी बड़ी companies आ जाती है. And if you're good enough, if you're well placed in your batch academically, आपको इनमें से किसी में भी आराम से मिल सकता है प्लेसमेंट. एज आई ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड, कैट के बाद मतलब ग्रेजुएशन के बाद कैट देने में और आईपीएम में वही डिफरेंस है. आर यू इंटरेस्टेड इन समथिंग वेरी पर्टिकुलर, देन गो परस्यू अ डिग्री इन इट एंड देन गो फॉर कैट. बट इफ यू आर टेकिंग दैट रूट, बी श्योर टू हैव वर्क एक्सपीरियंस. So see, if you want to join MBA in IIM, you need very hard. Yes, I get this argument a lot, but then here's the thing: joining IIM Indore through IPM is more difficult than joining IIM Indore through CAT. ठीक है? But if you're comparing this to say going to IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore through CAT, yes, IPM is definitely easier. Okay, so IPM wasn't really my first choice. As I already said, I was a CLAT aspirant, and I think I did decently in CLAT. But then the thing is, I didn't get into my dream college, so I shifted on to IPM. Okay, so how many marks do you need to secure a seat for the VAT and interview? See, here's the thing: nobody knows, because they only let those people know their marks who did not clear for VAT and interview. If you have cleared VAT and interview, if you're selected for VAT and interview, you're never going to know your score. I don't know how much I scored in IPMAT. Yes, exit is available after 3 years of IPM. You can take a sabbatical for job, or you can altogether leave the program. But if you take a sabbatical, आप 1 साल या 2 साल काम करने के बाद आप वापस IIM इंदौर के MBA में आ सकते विदाउट अपियरिंग फॉर कैट. एंड 3 साल के बाद आप कैट देके भी निकल सकते अगर आपको किसी दूसरा IPM में जाना है या कोई और डिग्री करनी है. How can you get some extra co-curricular certificates until IPMAT? Look for competitions or dare to compete, I guess. I'm not sure if they have competitions for school students, but college students के लिए काफी होता है. I'm not sure if they have any for school students. Like in my case, extracurricular certificates were not a problem because I was actively involved in quizzing all through my school life. And इसीलिए quizzing के certificates सारा मैंने दे दिए थे. But again, they don't make much of a difference. Like most of the people in my batch, they are not really into extracurriculars, at least before coming to college. So that won't really cause any problem for selection. See, IPM में again it matters what kind of studying strategy you prefer. अगर आपको ज़्यादा preparation time चाहिए होता है so that you like to get familiarized with it, maybe start preparing 6 to 7 months before the exam. But otherwise, even if you prepare say 2 months before exams and you have your basics clear, तो IPMAT के लिए उतना problem नहीं होगा. But there is no point starting preparing for IPMAT before coming to class 12. So see, if you're talking about the salary after an MBA from an IIM, it depends what kind of an IIM you're talking about. Because like the top 5, 6 IIMs will definitely give you a salary around or greater than 20 lakhs per annum. But the situation won't be the same as you start going down the ladder. See, as I said, co-curricular activities just become a talking point. If you don't have any co-curricular activities, not a problem. So for sabbatical, I guess you need to maintain a grade point of 3.0 out of 4.33 after the first 8 terms of IPM. And uske baad bhi they have a number of cap on the number of students. I think 5 or 7 students can take a sabbatical, and this will be on a first come first served basis. And at the time of the sabbatical, you have to produce the proof that yes, you have an offer of employment, or you have formalized your startup or something of the sort. Yes, you can definitely start for IP Maths now. I mean, no problems at all. Just take mocks and go through the basics of each subject. You will be good. You should be good to go. Yeah. See, people start preparing since 10th or whichever class, that's fine. But I don't think you need more than 1 year to prepare for this exam. As I mentioned at the very start of my session, that people do not like IPMAT is not an effort intensive exam. It's more about how smart you are, how well you take decisions in that short time. You have to understand in IPMAT, it's not like you have to solve all questions or get all questions correct. It is like you have to decide which questions to solve. So it's more a thing of your decision making than you know getting all questions correct. Um, See again, when you talk about CLAT or IPM, that depends on your interest, right? Or like for me, it was that target college that I wanted to go, Nalsar. I didn't get into Nalsar, so I got into IPM. But if you're actually interested into law, then go for CLAT. See, जेई छोड़कर आईपी मैट करना आई गेस ये ऐसा है कि आप के इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर है ना, मगर आपको अगर लगता है कि आपको इंजीनियरिंग नहीं करनी है, आईपी मैट कर लीजिए फिर। पर अगर एज सच कोई इंजीनियरिंग से प्रॉब्लम नहीं है एंड इंजीनियरिंग में इंटरेस्ट है रादर, तो वो फॉर जेई। इट टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन आपका इंटरेस्ट क्या है। सी अगर एंटरप्रेन्योर बनना है, आईपीएम कर लो ना, 3 साल के बाद एनीवे यू कैन गो टू द टॉप आईएम्स। No, not really. IPM won't help in cat because cat is a totally different animal and you have to tackle it differently. Like cat के लिए मेरे को थोड़ा prep लगा, but IP मैट के लिए I didn't really prep that much. But cat requires preparation, yes. I was a student with of science and I had maths and computer science as the optionals. I scored 93.8 in boards, CBSE. Yeah, like Nalsar has started IPM, but then it's not really known for management, right? Would you like to go to a law school and to their management department? I would not personally. Like, why not go to a B school that focuses on management instead of a law school that see? Because the thing is, अगर तुम नालसार में management करने जाओगे ना, it will be very focused on the legal aspect. And that is one thing that icks me when I hear of a law school starting an IPM program. देखो आईपी मैट में मार्क्स से परसेंट या परसेंटाइल नहीं सिक्योर होता क्योंकि दे डोंट हैव अ मार्क्स और परसेंटाइल सिस्टम दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम एवरीथिंग इज वेरी opaque here so you will only get to know of your score if you are not selected for what an interview वरना स्कोर भी कभी पता नहीं चलेगा see modern maths में ट्रिगो नहीं आता है ट्रिगो will be asked बट मॉडर्न मैथ्स में जिस तरह की चीज़ें होती है वो मोस्टली नहीं आता बट अगर तुम ट्रिगोनोमेट्री का बेसिक्स और कैलकुलस मतलब डिफरेंशिएशन इंटीग्रेशन वगैरह के बेसिक्स करके जाओ दैट शुड बी सफिशिएंट फॉर आईपी मैथ अच्छा देखो आई IPM is a very hectic course, is basically an inside running joke that is present between IPM students. हम एक दूसरे को मजे के लिए बोलते हैं IPM बहुत hectic course है. The thing is we make it hectic. If you don't procrastinate, do your work in time, it won't be hectic. That's all there is to it. And yes, the thing is तुम 12th में जितना chill करके जाओगे, it won't be as easy there. Like the first two terms, you'll really have to work very hard to keep up with it. But after a point, you get used to it, right? तुमको आदत हो जाएगी उसकी. So it won't seem hectic anymore. Like you'll realize that you're chilling, doing your assignment, doing meeting deadlines. आराम से like मेरा भी आज 12 बजे एक सबमिशन है. I'll start it around 9 o'clock or so. हो जाएगा. That's you actually develop that habit after a point. It's not really similar, the syllabus of IPM and CAT. It's more about what they ask of you. Both of these exams are something that want to test how good a decision maker you are. Even in IPM and even in CAT, you have to decide which questions to attempt. Which are the questions जो आपको आराम से score दिला देंगे, and which are the questions that will take up your time. आपको time बचाना है क्योंकि इन दोनों exams में time is a constraint. तो आपको ये डिसाइड करना है कौन से क्वेश्चंस को मैं अगर करूंगा तो मुझे शॉर्ट नंबर मिलेंगे एंड आई कैन मैक्सिमाइज माय स्कोर. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आपको पूरा सिलेबस आना चाहिए या आपको एकदम अच्छे से सब आना चाहिए. दैट्स नॉट हाउ इट हैपेंस. लाइक जैसे कैट के टॉपर्स जो होते हैं, आईपी मैट का तो स्कोर नहीं पता होता टॉपर्स का, बट कैट टॉपर्स यूजुअली स्कोर अराउंड व्हाट 70-75% एट मैक्स. CAT में usually 50% अगर आप स्कोर कर दो, you get a 99 percentile. So you don't need to know everything. You just need to know what you know. Interview दो slots में होता है. एक morning slot होता है, एक afternoon slot होता है, and usually interviews go for 15 minutes to 30 minutes. As I already mentioned, I did not really study for IIM Indore. I studied for CLAT, and that in a way helped me for IPM. No, maths is not compulsory. There are people in my batch who did not take math in 11th and 12th. But the thing is, you need to know the basics of it so that IPMAT clear हो जाए. Because once you get into IPM, तब फर्क नहीं पड़ता ना maths हो ना हो. Because anyway, जैसे first दो terms में when there are calculus courses, आपके लिए अलग से एक introductory program होगा अगर आपने 11th 12th में maths नहीं रखा है, where the professor will actually teach you basics वगैरह सब, and then you can actually get into what's happening in the class. See, you can't ask related to management ना. ये वही बात है. JEE में बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं कि when you're going for a computer science degree, why don't they ask coding? Why are they asking chemistry? The thing is, you have to create a standardized test, and maths more than anything, it shows if you have an analytical bent of mind, because that's what you need to solve mathematical problems. So if you show them that, then they have sort of a sense कि हाँ ठीक है ये management कर लेगा, because management के लिए you definitely need an analytical mind. Internship का system ये है कि at the end of every year you are free to take an internship, but at the end of the second year there's a compulsory internship. अगर आपने इस टाइम पे internship complete नहीं किया तो आपको third year में जाने नहीं देंगे second year से. तो that is that. But उसके अलावा first और third year में optional रहता है, आप ले सकते हो. Interview is not really hard if you are decently prepared with what you have done in 11th and 12th, क्योंकि वही mostly पूछता है, and be sure of what you like, what your interests are and your hobbies, क्योंकि यही सब mostly पूछेंगे. They would like to see if you can talk well, if you can, you can articulate yourself well. You don't need to be talking in very proper English and very correct English, but as long as you're able to make them understand कि हाँ मैं ये बोलना चाह रहा हूँ, इसीलिए बोलना चाह रहा हूँ, जब तक उनको वो समझ में आते, they are fine with it. BBA के लिए I don't really have an idea, but I have seen people talking well about NMIMS, so I guess that is a good college, and even Symbiosis. So Shahid Sukhdev or IPM, it again depends, right? Because when we talk about SSCBS, what they do is उनका बहुत ही business centric होता है. So a BMS course is very much like a BBA course. तो कॉमर्स वाले एलिमेंट ज्यादा आ जाएंगे, एंड आईपीएम बेसिकली इज मोर अबाउट अ होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ इंडिविजुअल. आप साइकोलॉजी भी पढ़ोगे, सोशियोलॉजी भी पढ़ोगे, जावा पढ़ोगे, यू स्टडी फॉरेन लैंग्वेजेस लाइक फ्रेंच एंड स्पेनिश. तो ये सब मिला के आईपीएम को टोटली अलग एक्सपीरियंस बना देता है. एसएससीबीएस आई वुड से इज मोर along the lines of a BBA. Yes, you can definitely do IPMAT without any coaching. Uh, no, they don't ask any questions in physics and chemistry IPMAT में, but इंटरव्यू में पूछ सकते हैं अगर उन्होंने देखा कि आपने 11th-12th में फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री ले रखा है. ऐसे कुछ स्पेशल बुक्स नहीं है यार, मतलब डू मॉक टेस्ट, डू क्वेश्चन बैंक्स काफी होता है. एंड हाउ मच टाइम टू कंट्रीब्यूट इन अ डे? Not really sure. I guess 1 to 2 hours should be enough. No, it's not compulsory to have math. Um, See, after 12th, which is the best college to go in? That depends on your. That depends on this, right? Your interest, the stream you're looking at. Engineering karna, go to IIT Bombay. If you want to do an integrated management, come to IIM Indore. And again, like domain to domain, law karna, nalsar chale jao, so on and so forth. So online class ka timing, it is the same as the regular classes. The class starts either at 9:30 or 9 or 10:30, and it goes on till 5:30 in the evening. Her class hota hai 1 hour 15 minutes ka, and there is a 1 hour lunch break in between. What kind of PCM questions do they ask? NCRT पूछते हैं यार वापस interview में. They will write a question on a piece of paper, ask you to solve it, or maybe they'll ask you some concept orally, and you'll have to tell about it. So free days, we have usually five. We used to have a 5 day work week where we got holidays on Thursday and Sunday. Thursday को holiday इसीलिए क्योंकि industry visit वगैरह जाने के लिए होता था. But after COVID, we now have a 6 day work week क्योंकि Thursday को industries बंद हो रही हैं अब, या फिर हम जा नहीं सकते, तो उस दिन भी classes होती हैं. See, for an integrated MBA, I would guess yes, IIM Indore is probably the best college at the moment, especially because of the fact that they let you go after 3 years. You have the option of that. अगर वो नहीं होता तो थोड़ा इफी हो जाता कि if you want to say go to IIM Ahmedabad, if you can actually get into IIM Ahmedabad. So वो constraint आता था, but after the IPM IIM Act in 2017, you have an exit option after third year. The societies, they go a lot, they have a lot of variety. Like I personally am right now the president of the quizzing club because I really liked quizzing since my school days, right? So I straight away got into quizzing in college as well. They have a good music society, yes. We are also getting a music room now. And then there are things like gaming, coding, uh, dance, drama. There is also cinephile club. So really great variety. And there are also, as I said, vocational interests such as marketing, product management, HR, consulting, economics, etc. Okay. So for cracking CAT, how many years? You don't need years. When you are preparing for CAT, you need to talk in terms of months because that's the only time you're going to get. Now, again, depending on your own strategy, you may take from anywhere from say 8 to 9 months to 1 or 2 months. That again depends on your own preparation strategy. Um, so, is it necessary to stay in the IIM hostel? So, what we all wanted to go back right to campus. So they called us back for 3 months. That is Jan to March, and now I'm back again home. And but prior to that, we were having online classes. It was optional to go to the campus. Mm. For cracking CAT, how many years? No, there won't be any sort of scholarship. There is no sports. Just a second. Yeah. So there is no scholarship as such for any sort of sports or like extracurriculars. However, there will be scholarships if you have any financial problems. There will be a need-based financial assistance that the institute provides. So if you are cash strapped due to some financial reasons, you will definitely get some relaxation on your fees. See, they are options. Technically, you can call they are IIMs, but then you have to understand that an IPM program is more nascent. It is more new than the पीजीपी प्रोग्राम, राइट? पीजीपी प्रोग्राम जो होता है वो फ्लैगशिप बोलते हैं उसको, क्योंकि वो मेन प्रोग्राम होता है कॉलेज का. एंड नाउ इफ यू लुक एट रोहतक, रांची, बोधगया, जम्मू, दे आर रिलेटिवली न्यू आईआईएम्स, राइट? उनका पीजीपी प्रोग्राम भी अभी उतना एस्टैब्लिश्ड है नहीं. सो do you really want to risk it and go to their IPM program? क्योंकि IPM program will definitely be worse off than the PGP program अभी starting में at least. Like जैसे IIM इंदौर में अभी 10-11 साल हो गए IPM program को, तो अभी इसीलिए लोग उसमें क्या बोलते हैं, अभी parity आ रही है. जो IPM वाला प्रोग्राम है that is getting closer to the PGP program in terms of the salaries we get वगैरह वगैरह. यहाँ पे वो नहीं होगा, तो you can definitely take your shot if you want to, but I would not recommend them. देखो, I'm not really sure what should be a safe number of marks to, assure that you will be uh, selected to interview and the written test. पता नहीं होता, but I guess 250 से 300 should be safe. I'm not really sure. Yeah, you'll get. See, मैंने अभी कैट दिया था आई एम इंदौर जाके. आई डिड डिसेंटली वेल. 1 person फ्रॉम माई बैच गॉट 100% इन कैट. तो आराम से आईपीएम में जाके कैट क्रैक करने का टाइम मिल जाएगा. Yeah, there is a loan system available. आप जब एडमिशन करवाने जाते हो, there is this union bank, I guess, and they have a loan system there. A lot of students from my batch have availed of that. There is no third language. They will have a foreign language option in the second year, जिसमें French, German और Spanish में से you have to select. Yeah, any state and national certificate will be really good to show in the interview, provided you look at it as a talking point. Like I had some national level certificates, but no interview ever asked me about it. I did not mention about it. So it didn't really serve any purpose. Yeah, they will get old. The newer IIM programs, they will get you old by the time you pass out. But I think you should first check if they have that exit option after 3 years. Because if that is the case, you can definitely go there. Then you can just take CAT and get out of there. Uh, No, I'm at my home right now. I'm not in IIM Indore right now. Uh, as I said, IIM Bangalore का नया कैंपस बनेगा, उसके बाद ही वो लोग IPM के बारे में सोचेंगे. या वही वो रूमर हो रहा था कि होगा स्टार्ट, बट न्यू कैंपस पे डिपेंड करता है. या आई स्टडी एट IIM Indore. I guess that is why I'm giving this talk right now. And as I said, loan system will be there. So if any one of you have any more questions, I'll be glad to answer. Acha, interview. So see, here's how it went. I went into the room and बहुत बहुत फ्रेंडली एटमॉस्फेयर रहता है, बिकॉज दे दे एक्चुअली ट्रीट अस एज किड्स. उनको पता है ये लोग स्कूल से निकले हैं, वर्क एक्सपीरियंस इज वेरी 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 अनलाइकली. तो दे हैवंट रियली seen any interviews before this maybe. So they try to ease you up. जैसे मैं जाके बैठा आराम से, एंड उसके बाद उन्होंने नाम वगैरह पूछा, उन्होंने फैमिली के बारे में पूछा, कहाँ रहते हो वगैरह वगैरह. फिर मुझे पूछा तुम्हारे इंटरेस्ट क्या क्या है, तो मैंने रीडिंग बोल दिया वहाँ पे. तो उन्होंने थोड़ा बहुत मेरे को पूछा कौन सी किताबें अच्छी लगती है और फेवरेट ऑथर कौन से हैं, वो सब पूछा गया मुझे. उसके बाद मुझे एक रैंडम ऑथर का नाम दिए, पूछा कि अगर मैंने कुछ पढ़ा है उनके बारे में. तो मैंने पढ़ा था, उनकी एक दो बुक्स पढ़ी हुई थी मैंने, एंड आई टॉक्ड अबाउट दैट. उसके बाद दे मूव्ड ऑन टू द एकेडमिक्स दैट आई हैड. ठीक है, अभी एकेडमिक्स में द थिंग इज कि दे आस्क्ड मी सामने से कि क्या सब्जेक्ट्स लिए थे, एंड उसमें से फेवरेट क्या था तुम्हारा. For some people in my batch, they did not ask what was your favorite subject. They just saw what subjects you had and started asking. तो मेरे को जब पूछा तो मैंने मैथ्स और कंप्यूटर साइंस बोला था, and उसी पे मेरे को क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए. एंड उसके अलावा ये सब होने के बाद they asked me what were my other options that I was thinking of after 12th, and why do I want to get into IPM, and why would I select IPM other than that. Now the thing is, when I went for my IPM interview, I already had a call from NLU Jodhpur, but then वो नहीं बताना होता उनको, because if you tell that to them, it's gone. they will straight away reject you as you already have a backup option. So you have to not really lie to them, but you also have to show that you're very interested in this program. Um, no, no, offline interview. I selected my venue as Indore. So whenever I have an interview, I prefer to have it at the place that I'm going to go. जैसे अभी जो offline interviews हुए मेरे CAT के, I went to the institute instead of going to the nearest city. I prefer that usually. तो ये भी मेरा इसीलिए इंटरव्यू मैंने इंदौर में ही रखवाया था. एंड एंट्रेंस टेस्ट तो अहमदाबाद में होता है, तो नो नॉट दैट. सो इंग्लिश में बात करना इज नॉट essential, I would say, but try to speak in English as much as you can. Like if you are not that good in English और आपकी अंग्रेजी उतनी फ्लुएंट नहीं है, तो आप इंग्लिश में बात करते रहिए. एंड बीच बीच में अगर कहीं पे आपको लग रहा है कि बहुत मुश्किल हो जा रहा है इंग्लिश में बोलना और आप सेंटेंस स्ट्रक्चर नहीं कर पा रहे, गेट फ्लुएंट टू हिंदी. हिंदी में बात कीजिए. द थिंग इज दे नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ यू थिंक. दे डोंट वांट टू सी इफ यू कैन स्पीक इंग्लिश, दे वांट टू सी इफ यू कैन थिंक. अगर आप सोच सकते हो ठीक से और अगर आप अपनी बात सही तरीके से रख सकते हो, तो इट इज ओके अगर आप इंग्लिश हिंदी मिला के बात करें. बट यस, अगर if you are fluent with English, stick to English. Don't deviate from English if you're fluent with it. Only अगर आपको दिक्कत होती है अंग्रेजी में बात करने में, तभी आप हिंदी में जाइए. See, majority of the students in my batch सब साइंस वाले हैं. Commerce is I guess around 20-30% and arts के 7 लोग हैं. Mostly it's science and commerce वाले लोग. See, after 3 years of BA program in IIM Indore, there is no official placement process. तो अब आपको अपने contacts के through ढूंढना पड़ेगा. And I guess 8 to 10 LPA जैसा max to max मिलेगा because it is just a BA degree. Yes, you get an AIR in IPMAT. You are given an AIR and 3-4 लिस्ट निकलते हैं and उनमें से अगर आपका नंबर आ गया so you get selected, otherwise you don't. Usually AIR 170-180 तक जाता है for general students. I'm not really sure about the data for category students. And मैंने correct कितने किए होंगे? See, I attempted around 80% of the paper. I'm guessing around 80%, 70% का तो accuracy rate रहा होगा मेरा, I hope. तो I guess around 64% of the paper I guess I did correctly. हाँ, अगर small jokes or if you try to bring in any humor, unless it's a really bad joke or it's an inappropriate joke, like कुछ racist सा बोल दिया या you say something that is inappropriate to the interview environment, you'll definitely get negative marks. But if you're trying to bring some well appreciated humor into your answers, बहुत बढ़िया. नहीं, ऐसे कुछ स्ट्रीम का अपर हैंड नहीं होता है. इट इज जस्ट द नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स फॉर इंटरेस्टेड. बिकॉज आर्ट्स वाले यूजुअली यहाँ नहीं आना चाहते, वो DU चले जाते हैं. कॉमर्स वाले और साइंस वाले यहाँ आते हैं. साइंस वाले जस्ट एंड अप डूइंग बेटर इन द IP मैथ थिंग. तो आई गेस इसीलिए साइंस वालों को थोड़ा नंबर ज्यादा. माय AIR वाज 16. हाँ, so see, maths में important topics will be averages, percentages, profit loss, simple compound interest, उसके बाद trigonometry, वो क्या होता है coordinate geometry and a bit of calculus. यही सब mostly रहता है. Algebra, arithmetic of course goes without saying. तो ये सब टॉपिक मैथ्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. एंड इंग्लिश के लिए हाउ टू एनहांस इंग्लिश, आई वुड से स्टार्ट बाय रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर, राइट? क्योंकि तुम कोई किताब पढ़ोगे बोर हो जाओगे समथिंग, बट न्यूज़पेपर डेली आता है. स्टार्ट विद समथिंग एज सिंपल एज टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया. इंग्लिश ठीक ठाक रहती है उनकी, तो यू कैन स्टार्ट बाय रीडिंग द टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया. पूरा पेपर पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, एक एडिटोरियल का पेज आता है, बस वही पढ़ो. दैट इज सफिशिएंट फॉर यू टू इंप्रूव योर इंग्लिश. एंड धीरे धीरे इफ यू गेट बेटर यू कैन मूव ऑन टू द इंडियन एक्सप्रेस और द हिंदू. द हिंदू इज लाइक द फाइनल लेवल ऑफ इंप्रूविंग योर इंग्लिश. एंड उसके अलावा verbal 40 question में वही है, you have to be thorough with your concepts. Newspaper पढ़ना start करो. Once you get a good hold on English language, तब आप verbal आराम से अच्छा कर सकते हो. Verbal is not at all difficult. मतलब जैसे मेरे स्कूल के बच्चों ने क्वांट्स अच्छे नहीं किए, बट वर्बल सबका अच्छा गया था, क्योंकि वर्बल में अगर आपको थोड़ी बहुत अंग्रेजी आती है, आप आराम से उसको सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. या बेसिकली 20 to 30 क्वेश्चंस विद accuracy, that will be good. नो, हियर इज द थिंग, आईपी मैट लोगों का यूजुअली फर्स्ट ऑप्शन नहीं होता. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए काफी सारे बच्चे फर्स्ट लिस्ट के, दे गो टू सम आईआईटी और सम बेटर कॉलेज दैट दे गेट. ठीक है, बेटर इन द सेंस ऑफ दे हैव देयर इंटरेस्ट्स देयर. जैसे आई हैव पीपल इन माय बैच जो आईआईटी दिल्ली वगैरह छोड़ के यहाँ पे आए हैं क्योंकि उनको इंजीनियरिंग में इंटरेस्ट नहीं था. तो जिन लोगों को अपने उस डोमेन में इंटरेस्ट होता है वो उसी जगह चले जाते हैं, एंड बाकी लोग आईपीएम में आते हैं. तो अगर आप वैसे देखो तो देर इज अ प्लेस फॉर अराउंड 70 स्टूडेंट्स जनरल में. ठीक है, जनरल में 70 स्टूडेंट्स, बट 170 तक जाता है रैंक. तो देर इज अ गुड चांस फॉर यू टू गेट इन. 2.5 मंथ्स में वर्बल आराम से हो जाएगा. स्टार्ट रीडिंग अ न्यूज़पेपर, ज्यादा टाइम बिल्कुल नहीं लगेगा. एंड उसके अलावा हाँ हाँ, देर आर अराउंड 10 to 12 स्टूडेंट्स इन माई बैच हु आर नॉन मैथ स्टूडेंट्स, एंड दे ओनली प्रिपेयर्ड मैथ फॉर आईपी मैथ. तो उनका क्लियर हो गया उससे. You just need to be sure of the topics that you're targeting, and you need to be even more sure of which questions you target actual exam में, जो आपको कम टाइम में करेक्ट आंसर पक्का पक्का दे देंगे. सी, इंटरव्यूअर वही देखना चाहता है हाउ कॉन्फिडेंट यू आर एंड हाउ वेल यू कैन थिंक, एंड मोर इम्पोर्टेंटली आप जो सोचते हो आप कितनी अच्छी तरह से वो बता पाते हो. या आई गेस मतलब अगर आप सीबीएसई से 11th 12th करते हो तो आपको एनसीईआरटी अलग से नहीं करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि एनसीईआरटी इज बेसिकली द बेस फॉर ऑल एंट्रेंस एग्जामिनेशंस. तो आपका मैथ सॉर्ट हो जाएगा अगर आप 11th 12th सीबीएसई से करो तो. बैच साइज एट दिस पॉइंट इज 150. 120 से इस साल उन्होंने उसको 150 किया फॉर द 2020 बैच, एंड अगले 1-2 साल में इट माइट इंक्रीज टू 200 टू 240. वेट लिस्टेड बेसिकली 4 लिस्ट निकलते हैं, एंड वेट लिस्ट जो है वो बेसिकली आपका ये होता है, क्या बोलते हैं, अगर आप नहीं आए फर्स्ट लिस्ट में द इनविटेशन कम्स टू से द फर्स्ट 70 पीपल फॉर जनरल. ठीक है, अभी फर्स्ट 70 में से अगर 4 लोग हट गए तो उसके नीचे जो वेट लिस्टेड है उन लोगों को कॉल जाएगा 71 से 74 तक. दैट इज हाउ द वेट लिस्ट वर्क्स. सी, डेफिनेटली प्रिपेयर फॉर बोर्ड्स. ठीक है, बोर्ड्स के लिए प्रिपेयर करो, आईपी मैट साथ साथ करते रहो. आईपी मैट के लिए आपको डेडिकेटेड टाइम निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है. तो आप बस बोर्ड्स पे फोकस कर लो मेन, एंड आईपी मैट साथ साथ में 1 घंटा जैसा निकाल लो, आराम से हो जाएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. I don't really understand when you say that you have your interest in IIM. Like, if you just want that IIM tag, then again it will be more useful to get that IIM tag from one of the top IIMs. Like baby IIMs ka tag at this point is not that widely recognized. देखो, अगर तुम क्लास 12th में हो, तुम्हारा बोर्ड्स हो रहा है, क्लास 12th का बोर्ड सेट एनी चांस कैंसिल नहीं होगा, क्योंकि दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फर्दर ऑन. कितना भी लेट हो, क्लास 12th का बोर्ड होने वाला है. उसके बाद see, if you want to get job after 3 years, maybe you can go for DUJAT if they have a proper placement process वहाँ पे. And अगर उधर भी proper placement process नहीं है, then IPM कर लो, क्योंकि sabbatical का option होगा. The only thing is you will have to look for the job. There won't be any placement cell that will do it for you. I guess yes, that's all the questions I have for now. And if anyone else have any questions, put your questions in the next 1 minute or so, and I will close the session after that. And if you can see on the screen, yeah, on my screen, you have my contact information, so you can reach me out at any of these, and just drop me a text. Drop me a text, and I'll reply to you as soon as I can. See, the fest is really nice. People from all over the country basically come there, and the 3 days are really really nice because like the campus is really, it feels happening, for the lack of a for the lack of a better word. And the social life also is pretty good. You have very friendly seniors and even more friendly super seniors. And one advantage that you'll have with being a part of IPM is that तुम्हारे पीजीपी में सीनियर्स होंगे, तो आप पीजीपी के बारे में सब कुछ पता चल जाएगा। वो जो भी वो फेस कर रहे हैं, यू गेट टू नो दैट थ्रू देम। सो दैट इज वन एडवांटेज आई पर्सनली फाउंड वेरी यूजफुल फ्रॉम आईपीएम। हाँ, कैट के लिए काफी टाइम मिल जाता है प्रिपेयर करने के लिए। यस, आई डिड गेट कॉल्स फ्रॉम हायर रैंक्ड IIMs, एंड इफ सिलेक्टेड आई विल ट्राई टू गो देयर। यस। Yes, we also have a sports fest. It's called Ranbhumi. It used to be a separate fest, but now it's merged into the PGP fest as a vertical in that fest. But yes, they have sport fest, and we have a lot of sports tournaments, inter batches in between IIM and PGP, even intra batch between sections. All of that happens. So the sports scene is pretty good. So I guess that's all from my side. And yeah, is the screen visible now? Yeah, and as you can see, you have been given a number in the chat box for IP Mat Prep. And I guess that's all from my side. And thank you all for attending the session.